And here we go with our main event feature match. On the left-hand side, we have Nate Fenton out of Breaking Point Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And on the right-hand side, we have Anthony Pacheck out of Hard Drive Performance Center in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Nate is more of a traditional jiu-jitsu player. Anthony considers himself a catch wrestler, as we see him try to dive in there on a double leg, and Nate uses that opportunity to pull full close guard. He's controlling the posture with what looks like a little bit of a Williams guard here. He doesn't have the right side forearm framed against the neck, but as I say that, he switches to it. He's hooked underneath his own leg, and then he's framing with his other arm against Anthony's neck. Very good posture control in this position. Start hunting for triangles, omoplatas, arm bars, maybe start to work into rubber guard, which looks like that is what he is doing now. He's double bagging. He's got the posture control up top, and then he's also grabbing his bottom foot across the back and just totally ruining the posture of Anthony Pacheck in this position here. Anthony he's going to have to work out of these positions and get his posture back before he can really worry about doing anything else. See Anthony tripoding up, trying to put a little bit of pressure on Nate, but I mean, quite honestly, in this position, he needs to get himself postured up and out. I don't think tripoding up and putting his weight and head down is going to get him out of this position here. He's got to keep his elbows on the inside of Nate's here. If Nate's able to isolate one of those arms, Anthony's going to be in a lot of trouble. Take a moment here to say thank you to the sponsor of this match that will be sponsoring the payout. Dubuque Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Eldon runs the school up there and has always been a good supporter. He's actually competed in a couple of our events, and he sponsored the last two. So big thank you to Eldon from Dubuque Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. If you guys don't follow their pages, head over to Facebook, Dubuque Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Head over to Instagram. I believe it's DBQ_Jiu-Jitsu. And give them a follow and a like and let them know who sent you. Continuing to control the posture of Anthony here in that high guard. It looks like he has isolated Anthony's right arm, which could allow him to attack, all the close guard attacks, armbar, triangle, omoplata. All of those are available here in this position. I'm not up to date on the 10th planet terminology, but he has that mission control, and then he also has his outside foot locked up there. Maybe crackhead control, if I were to guess. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe one of you 10th planet guys out there can tell me. Anthony looking to wedge that left knee inside of the guard of Nate Fenton here to start working a pass, maybe get his posture back, start cracking open that rubber guard and start working from the top here. Nate just relentless with that posture control. Anytime Anthony's looking to sit up, he's coming back around the neck and looking to regain that mission control. Nate now coming up to, it looks like a little bit of a side guard here. Might be looking to attack the back if he can get underneath that near side arm. Could be looking for a flower sweep here as he ankles his hips. Got a little bit of an angle here. He might be looking for like an armbar. And Anthony's able to square his hips back up. But Nate continuing to offset that guard, looking to create angles here, attack from this closed guard position. And unfortunately for Anthony, he hasn't really been able to do anything just because of how good that Nate's posture control has been in this position. Anthony looking to step over, and for a second there it looked like he was going to get to half guard and maybe look to start passing the guard there, but Nate's back to butterfly guard here. Looks like he's got an overhook controlling the posture again, but Anthony's electing to grip underneath the back anyways, so Nate's able to free those butterfly hooks and is back to a full closed guard. Once again looking to create angles here. Anthony's looking to sit out and start putting a little bit of pressure on the lock there of Nate's guard. He's got that underhook on the right side, and he's looking to sit out to the left. But Nate's got that body triangle from the closed guard. It's going to be really hard for Anthony to break that open. Now we might be looking at a flower sweep here. Nate's got that high guard. He's got the right arm underhooked underneath the leg, looking to off balance the hips of Anthony Pacheck here and sweep, but Anthony sprawls out, basically sprawls on top of the guard of Nate Fenton, virtually making it impossible for him to be swept at that moment. And Anthony finally has his posture back. Nate's got a good grip on the wrist here. See a little bit of hand fighting. He steps that foot up, look for Nate to underhook one of the legs and sweep from this position. And right as I say that, he does, but he abandons it. Nate's known for having a very tricky closed guard, very sneaky setups for arm bars and triangles. As we've already seen, obviously, good posture control with the rubber guard and the high guard in general. But it looks like Anthony's starting to build his base up here and might be able to start working some guard passing in this position. Again, looking for that sit-out pass on the left-hand side, but Nate's legs are just so long, he's able to lock that body triangle up, and there's really nowhere for Anthony to go. Back into that Williams-style high guard. There he goes with that right arm framing against the near side of the neck, controlling that posture with the shoulder lock. And now back in on some rubber guard here. And now we might be looking at go-go plata here. Nate's passed his foot in front of the face of Anthony Pacheck. He's got his left arm around the head, grabbing his own toes. I don't think he's underneath the chin, though. So this is just foot and face. It's uncomfortable for Anthony, but I don't think that we're going to see a tap in this position unless Nate's able to adjust his foot underneath the chin. And it looks like Anthony has passed over that right leg of Nate Fenton here. While Nate's hunting for that go-go plata, Anthony's looking to pass the guard here, and he's basically passed the guard, but Nate still has the go-go plata. Incredible hip flexibility for Nate Fenton in this position to be able to hold on to that go-go plata while Anthony is essentially in side control. Oh, that's nasty. Looks like we're headed to overtime here in our main event feature match between Nate Fenton and Anthony Pacheck.
Nate elects to take the back here in the first round of overtime.
Nate was able to control the majority of the action there in regulation, so he gets the first choice here in overtime. He elects to take the back of Anthony Pacheck. 2 minutes on the clock. We're using a modified EBI rule set with a limit of 2 minutes per round in overtime. Nate's gotten that body triangle. He's using the free foot to butterfly hook the opposite leg of Anthony. Looks like Nate might just be looking to accumulate some ride time here in the first half of our overtime period. Anthony looking to fight the hooks, but Nate's able to get back to that full body triangle with the butterfly hook on the outside of the knee. It'll be really hard for Anthony to turn this over so that the lock is on the bottom side, and as I say that, he does. But Nate does a beautiful chair sit and is back in on the back control with a full body triangle. Might be looking at a palm-to-palm choke here. I can't quite see if he's underneath the chin. He's got that forearm across the jaw. Looks like he's going to go for the neck crank here. Anthony's able to fight those grips and get himself back to a better position here. And looks like he's out. He's able to get his shoulders flat. Nate's forced him out. And Anthony Pacheck is out early in the first round of our overtime period here. Anthony will now, looks like he will elect to take the back. Got a little bit of hand fighting going on here. Both guys want to get the best possible grips that they can get in this position. Nate's able to get his head to the mat, starting to bridge to that side. Anthony locks up the body triangle here. Nate putting some pressure there on the free leg of the body triangle that Anthony has locked up. Nate slowly but surely getting those shoulders flat to the mat. Looks like Anthony's going to be forced to mount, or Nate's going to come up into the closed guard. It was a little early there for the call. Nate still had to get his elbow across the center line, but I think we were looking at probably another second, and that would have happened. Anthony doesn't seem to be too upset. Nate back in on the back here in the second round of overtime. Looking to lock that body triangle up again. Anthony's fighting the feet to prevent that from happening. Lock down one of the feet of Nate Fenton. A little bit tough for him to get that body triangle. But Nate's got that super hook now. And he steps that outside leg over. Looks like he had the arm trapped there for just a second, but Anthony's able to free his arm. Anthony goes belly down, going to look to go like a traditional wrestler escape here, to pummel those hooks out and shake him off the top here. And there we see the pummel, looking to step those knees inside of the hooks of Nate Fenton. Nate just barely holding on in this position here. Anthony's tripoded all the way up, just needs to free that one hook basically and get himself out of this position, but Nate's doing a really good job of maintaining control. But only for a few more moments it looks, and Anthony Pacheck's out. So unless Anthony is able to find a submission finish here in the last round of overtime, we will be looking at the fastest escape. And at this point, I think they're probably both pretty close on ride time.
Shoot.
Just making sure we get our clocks properly set here before we start the second half of our second overtime round.
Yes, there you go. Good job.
Anthony goes right to that body triangle. Nate looking to get his head to the mat, starts getting his shoulders flat on that side.